Hi everyone, it's Agnieszka Murdoch from 5 Minute Language. Welcome to my channel. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already and give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. So today's video is on a topic that is a very hot topic, something that many people ask me about. This is a video about how to turn your language passion into an income. So what kind of jobs can you be doing? If you like learning languages, if you like talking about languages and you want to do something with it to kind of monetize it. So I'm going to cover a few different scenarios and I hope that you can share with me in the comments what your current thinking is if you're thinking about turning your language passion into an income. Let me know what your ideas are, what you want to do, whether you have any questions. So let's get started. So the first thing I'm going to say is probably the most obvious one, and it's about teaching. So becoming a language teacher. And there are several different options that you can pursue. You can become a teacher in a primary or secondary school in your country, or you can work in a private school, for example, as a language teacher, which is something that is very common in many different countries. In some markets, teaching is a very kind of lucrative career. In other markets, it's a very unstable job. So what I would recommend is basically that you do some research into the market that you're based in and see whether it's a career that's worth pursuing in your country, whether it's something that meets your expectations sort of financially, but also in terms of the lifestyle and the workload. Another option for you might be teaching online. So you can do it through many different means. For example, you can find people in Facebook groups. You can also sign up on a platform such as italki, where you can offer your teaching services. And again, it's something that you need to do a little bit of research into because it's something that might pay off if you live in a country that's kind of less expensive and you're teaching people who live in countries that are more expensive, because otherwise you might not be able to charge enough for the lessons to allow you to make a comfortable living. Okay, so another option I want to cover is a different type of teaching, and that's teaching through online courses that you basically create and that people take independently. So that's something that I'm doing personally with the 5 Minute Language School. It's an online school where I've created online courses that people can sign up to, but I don't have to sort of deliver the course every time. So it's pre-recorded, it's pre-made. There's a lot of kind of work that goes into it at the start of the process when you're creating the course, and then I guess the work that you're doing afterwards is promoting it and making sure that people know about it, iterating it based on feedback and so on. So it is a different type of teaching. It's something that works for some things, doesn't work for other things. But if you're interested in languages, I'm sure there's an angle that works for you. The thing about this approach is that you need an audience. You need to be able to promote it to other people. So that's why making online courses is something that a lot of people do when they already have an established blog or a YouTube channel, because you need that audience to be able to tell them, look, I've made a language course, do you want to sign up to it? Otherwise you might make a course and you might struggle to get people to sign up to it. So that could be an idea. You might want to start with blogging and see how it goes, or you might think of another way of getting students. Another thing you can do is doing paid webinars. So you can do a series of webinars introducing people to Spanish, for example, covering the kind of basic concepts of Spanish and teaching people that way. There are lots of different tools. Some of them are free, some of them are paid, that allow you to create a classroom atmosphere online. So one of them is Zoom, for example, which is something that many people use. You can get people to sign up to your webinar and maybe pay you for it, and that way you can create an income. But again, like I said, you need some kind of platform already, so either a blog or a Facebook page or an Instagram account, somewhere where you're able to let people know about the work that you're doing. So the next option for teaching is, as you can see, there are quite a few different options for teaching. You can teach through YouTube. So that's kind of what I'm doing here. I'm teaching you how to learn languages effectively through the YouTube channel. And this can generate a small income stream through monetized content. So things like AdSense, you can get a little bit of income through that if you get enough views. You can also do, which is what a lot of people on YouTube do, selling merchandise. So you can build an audience on YouTube and then create merchandise that will be something that they're interested in. So for example, creating notebooks that will help people with their language learning, or creating phone cases with a slogan that language learners will identify with. So there are many different things that you can do when it comes to creating merchandise. You can also use YouTube to kind of build a platform, and then if you do decide to create an online course or a series of paid webinars, you can then promote those programs and opportunities to your audience on YouTube. Okay, so the next one is working as an affiliate for an established brand. So there are a lot of brands already in the language learning space. You might not want to create a new course if you think that there is already somebody who's doing the same thing, or if there's somebody who has a better idea than your idea. You might want to be an affiliate for them instead. And basically what that means is that you partner up with them and you promote their content, their programs, their courses, or their products, and then you share the revenue from that, depending on the agreement that you have with the brand. So that's something that I have done personally. I have worked with brands that I really believe in, and helping them sort of promote their courses and their opportunities for language learners. Okay, the next one is an opportunity that is offline, and it's all about going into workplaces, offices, and kind of physical places where you live to teach people a foreign language. So there is a lot of demand for that in some countries. You might want to do a little bit of research to see what it looks like in your country, but there might be countries where there is a lot of demand for business people learning English, and if you're an English teacher or if you know English well, you might be able to build a business where you go into offices and teach business people a class, once a week or several times a week, or you create a program for a whole company to develop their language skills. So that's an idea for generating an income. Although a lot of work will be involved at the start to build those relationships, to make sure that you are getting contracts with companies. Okay, the next one doesn't involve setting up your own thing, setting up your own business at all. And it's basically about working for a brand that you really like. So like I said, there's lots of brands in the language learning space, and there's lots of job opportunities as well. So it might be worth just looking into those brands and seeing whether they are looking for employees to join their teams, and that might be another way for you to make sure that you're working in the field that you're really passionate about, but also making an income. Okay, the next one is another obvious one. It's about translation. So translation is another profession that some people choose over teaching. They might not like the idea of teaching, but they do like working on their own with text, with words. So translation is something that you might want to consider as a career as well. And the final one I want to share with you is becoming a language coach. And that's kind of what I've been doing myself. Being a language coach is slightly different to being a language teacher, in that when you're a language teacher, you teach a language. When you're a language coach, you sort of give people advice on how to learn languages effectively. You give them tips when they're stuck, when they don't know how to make progress, when they're not sure how to approach learning a language. They can be tips relating to specific languages, but also just general tips on study techniques. So that's another opportunity to explore, something that you might want to do online, but also something that might be possible in your local community. There might be, adults or young people who are trying to learn languages for different reasons, preparing for exams, preparing to go to university, trying to get a job abroad or travel, and they will have different aspirations and different goals, and you might be able to tap into that. So I really encourage you to explore those opportunities, and I wish you good luck, because turning your passion into a career is a fantastic thing to be able to do. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up. And I'll see you next time. Bye!